Welcome to Friday. So nice to be with you today. Thank you for coming. Well, it's like the lightning bug that I'm like the lightning bug that backed into the fan. I am just delighted to be here with you today. You know, a man and his wife was driving along. Mr. Odd Walker and his wife. And he said they passed a cemetery and it made him think. He said, "Now, honey, you know I've never liked the name Odd. And when I die, I don't want you to put that on my tombstone." She said, "Okay." Well, later on, he did die. And she did remember what he said. So she just put on the tombstone, Walker. It didn't work though, because for years people would come into the cemetery and they'd look over there and see the tombstone, it just said Walker, and they'd say, "Ain't that odd?" Some of them said, "Isn't," but it comes out the same thing. Sometimes you just are stuck with a thing. You know, there was 4 on their airplane, and there was only 3 parachutes. Well, the pilot set everything on automatic and came back and told them, said, "Look," said, "we've got a problem. The plane is in trouble. It has irreparable damage. Not going to be able to land." And he said, "So I'm taking one of the parachutes." Well, they belonged to him, so nobody could say anything. He took a parachute and left. So then there was a man stood up. And he said, "I am one of the most brilliant minds in the world. And the world needs my brilliance." So he said, "I'm taking a parachute." Nobody said anything, so he took a parachute, so he jumped. Well, that left the old preacher and the little boy. And the old preacher said, "Well, son, yours is before you, and mine is behind me. So you go ahead and take the parachute." He said, "No, Reverend, that won't be necessary." He said, "One of the most brilliant minds in the world just took my knapsack and jumped out." Self-proclaimed brilliance is not always what it should be. You know, they said, talking about airplanes and chutes, said the man jumped out of an airplane and pulled the ripcord and the chute didn't open. And he was coming down at a rapid rate of speed. And he met a man coming up. He hollered over at him and said, "Hey, you know anything about parachutes?" He said, "No, sir. Do you know anything about Coleman stoves?" It's time for us to go, I believe. They could get worse. God bless you.